Easy. Come on.
Ethan Burke wakes up in a forest with amnesia, injured and terrified, and has to figure out who he is and where he is. Wounded and disoriented, Ethan reaches Wayward Pines, Idaho, looking for help. As he navigates the town, he's hit with bizarre symptoms, migraines, double vision, and mounting physical discomfort, and the place feels strangely empty, staged, or wrong. Ethan survives a truck accident and begins to regain pieces of his memory. He seeks medical attention, then leaves the hospital, finds a phone, and tries to use a phone booth to reach the outside world. The more he pushes for answers, the clearer it becomes that Wayward Pines' friendly facade hides something darker. As his memory and purpose sharpen, Ethan investigates the disappearance of 2 Secret Service agents connected to Wayward Pines. Basic needs and normal services fail him. He can't even get aspirin. So he goes to Beverly's house for medicine. Sheriff Pope dismisses Ethan's request for details about the crash and claims the truck driver is already in custody. Pope can't or won't account for Ethan's belongings, and Ethan learns his wife and his supervisor, the special agent in charge, are missing. Pope admits one of the agents Ethan is looking for is dead and apologizes for not contacting him sooner. Ethan and Pope also investigate the disappearance of another agent, Kate Hewson, while Ethan struggles to communicate with loved ones and outside authorities. Ethan suffers a painful bite, worsening confusion, and escalating desperation. He can't pay his hotel bill, is forced out while still injured, collapses, and is found by a woman who calls for help. In parallel, Teresa mourns Ethan. She buries a ring to honor him and wrestles with grief, unanswered questions, and the mystery surrounding reports of his death in Wayward Pines. Ethan reflects on his life and regrets missing time with his daughter, Katie. He then finds himself back in a hospital in Wayward Pines with no memory of how he got there. A Gulf War veteran, Ethan spirals into PTSD symptoms and paranoia, becoming convinced the town is causing his mental decline. A confrontation with Nurse Pam becomes a turning point as Ethan moves from confusion into open resistance. Isolation deepens. Sheriff Pope grows openly hostile, and a murder-related situation tightens the net around Ethan. Amid a charming block party meant to project normalcy, Ethan meets Kate and senses more concealed truths. He evades capture, encounters a trapped boy, and realizes the town is physically isolated and engineered to contain. His car is stolen, he is pursued by Pope, and when captured, he is interrogated as a murder suspect. Drugged and restrained, Ethan escapes to the nurse's station and prepares to confront whoever is holding him. Beverly assists him, and they flee to an empty room to regroup. They run through Wayward Pines under pursuit, experiencing hallucinations and destabilizing revelations. Beverly removes a microchip from Ethan's leg and reveals he has been tracked since 2012. She explains the core horror. Wayward Pines is a prison. Residents are monitored with microchips, conditioned to accept their confinement, and escape attempts are met with death. Trauma and memories are suppressed to keep the population compliant. A ringing phone becomes a trigger for chaos. Panic spreads, and events spiral into a race for survival. Ethan hides in an alley, evades one threat, and then encounters a menacing figure in a yellow poncho armed with a knife. He witnesses escalating disorder, masked figures, a bonfire, Pope acting erratically, and Beverly struggling amid the turmoil. Ethan is attacked by children, and later a solitary child shares unsettling truths about the town. Fleeing again, Ethan forces his way through a freezing river and deadly obstacles, while being pursued by a large group led by Pope. He survives briefly in a pine grove, climbs a cliff in a last-ditch attempt to escape, but is captured, shackled in a torture room, and forced to write his life story. Battered and exhausted, Ethan huddles in pain and fear, dreaming of Teresa. Nature offers brief solace, but despair creeps in, and he contemplates death. He later wakes in the wilderness, drinks water, eats bread, and discovers a mysterious electrified fence. Beyond the fence, Ethan enters a desolate canyon and faces chilling dangers, signs of death, strange creatures, and the relentless threat of hunger and thirst. He fights a 6-taloned monster with razor teeth, survives with injuries, and climbs a 90-foot wall. He scrambles along canyon ledges while a pack of monsters closes in, forcing him up a narrow rock chute as they follow.
They're still down there.
Still under attack, he battles on and braces for what feels like a final confrontation. Pilcher urges Teresa to retrieve Ethan from a tunnel. Ethan navigates a sprawling facility with checkered tile corridors, numbered doors, a surveillance center, and multiple functional areas including a cafeteria, exercise room, and laboratories. In a cavernous section filled with towering shelves, reservoirs, and vehicles, he evades pursuers through a parking area and enters a cold, gas-filled room, packed with machines labeled with names and suspension dates. Ethan ultimately discovers a hidden city within the forest and uncovers the truth. A secret government experiment involving suspended animation and genetic corruption. Wayward Pines is a self-sustaining town where humans have been kept in stasis since 2030 to prevent rapid evolution into non-human forms. The residents believe they may be the last humans alive, adapting to survive in a toxic, transformed world. The population is managed to limit violence and enforce control, while most residents remain unaware of their true circumstances. Ethan is offered a chance to leave, but faces a devastating truth about his family's fate. He confronts the abbeys beyond the town, and Pilcher offers him leadership. Ethan becomes the new sheriff of Wayward Pines. The town feels isolated and eerily abandoned as he reflects on his past and the town's hidden history. After a long separation, Ethan reunites with Teresa in a heartfelt reunion, marked by love, longing, and the shock of what they've endured.